Eating, drinking coffee early in the morning. Precious.
Checking the computer. Not so cool at 4:30
Yeah, it's
in
a
the
cool
morning.
job until your alarm goes off.
Very true.
Right.
This is definitely one of the perks of doing a morning show, and my wife's going to be upset because I didn't cut my nails. But yeah, I don't know when it started happening, but I got real quirky about wearing shoes. I usually come in here in sandals and then I slip them off. It's just that is a very cool thing about working in radio, is you really don't have to care about what you look like when you come in the morning.
Show us your Robert Pattinson Twilight Ecstasy.
Look.
I don't have it. Mine is usually surprise. It's usually like this.
That would not fly.
I think this is the easy part of the day, like coming in here and actually doing the show and hanging out with these guys and having fun. To me, is the easy part of the day.
I hate to admit this. My eyesight at night is not nearly as good as it used to be.
We try to avoid each other, so we don't talk about things that are going on in our personal life until we're on the air. We find that if we talk about it beforehand, then you try to recreate that conversation while we're doing the show, and it never feels right.
I'm just holding on, man. You know what? All right, coming up next. Why did my 5-year-old get kicked out of school yesterday? Why did he get sent home yesterday? Tell you why next.
Now, I didn't consider this one intimate. If you think I shouldn't talk about it, then I won't. If you don't want me to, I won't. Love you too. Bye.
And they also have providers.
Oops. We got cameras from HLN in here this morning. I'm going to be doing Making It in America with Vinny. Vinny's a big old friend of the Burt Show. Vinny Politan. So check out Vinny Politan Friday, 4 o'clock on HLN.
And joining me now is Burt Weiss, syndicated radio host of The Burt Show. It's on Q100 here in Atlanta and all over the place. All right. First of all, that whole phone call there, so you didn't put that story on the air.
I did put it on the air.
You did put it on the air?
Yes. It was a negotiation for about 30 seconds between my wife and I. And I said, look, I won't talk about it if you don't want me to. And she said, well, you've already started talking about it, so talk about it, and then we'll talk when you get home.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk when we get home, right?
Yes,
now,
and we did.
Here's the thing. I've been asking everyone, how do you get the job, worst part, best part?
Yeah.
That's the tough part of this job, right? Because sometimes it gets really personal, and there's got to be some level of a filter there, right, Burt? That there's something that maybe something I don't want to share with everybody?
There should be. There should be, but I've listened to radio a lot also, and I think the greatest personalities really are kind of born without that filter. That does get you in trouble quite a bit. Of course, at home, I've lost friends, family is called up, but I do think that you have to be very selective in some of the stuff that you share. My wife has said, look, you can't talk about our sex life at all. That's it.
Otherwise, there won't be one.
Right, and that's a pretty big threat in any guy's house right there. So we don't talk about that. But other than that, my life is really an open book. But as you saw there, sometimes I do get in trouble still.
You get in trouble. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I used to do some morning radio for 5 years on Sirius. Do we have a clip of me in the studio? Do we have that? Do we have it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
See? I used to now, the other part of this, doing the morning radio, right, is what? Waking up?
Yeah, that's the tough part, is that my body clock and my body schedule is so far off. I'm getting up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock every morning, and I've had sleep problems for 10 years now. I was on Lunesta for 9 years, finally went cold turkey off that, and nothing seems to work. Like, I was just watching that clip, and I noticed the dark circles under my eyes. I'm ready to walk out of there right now. I got makeup on right now, but, man, I am aging fast.
All right. Now, one of the cool parts with your show, all these celebrities that come on your show, and you get to meet them. We got pictures of you with a whole bunch of different people. That's got to be special, right?
Yeah, Kenny Rogers there. Jay Leno. Yeah, it's fun most of the time.
Ever awkward?
Yes, I've gotten into on-air fights with Usher before. Mariah Carey was an hour and a half late calling for an interview, so I told her, sorry, we're out of time. Sometimes celebrities don't like to be pushed, and I want to get to the truth. I'm no different than you. Tell us the real story, and sometimes they don't want to tell you that. So professionally, things get awkward. Yeah, so it's
now you have one of those jobs that a lot of people dream about because everyone listens to morning radio, and a lot of people think they can do it, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they can.
Yeah.
And maybe they can. How do you get a job like that?
Well, it's tougher now. This industry is much tougher than it used to be. I think once you get your foot in the door, you can kind of make things happen. I say internship at the lowest level, and then get in the door and show people you have a personality. I see a lot of people going to school for this, and it can never hurt going to school, but truly it's about life experience and about sharing your life and connecting.
Connecting. And you know the other nice thing, a lot of people are doing this just for fun, like on the internet. You know, a little blog radio show if you want to have fun with your friends, right? Another way to do it.
I'm glad they're doing that because I think our industry is kind of cannibalizing itself. There are guys like me that are syndicating now in a lot of markets, and they're taking some jobs away. So I think it's harder to find talent. And I think these guys that are and women that are doing podcasts can, if they can be discovered, you can get into mainstream radio.
Now you're living a dream. Is there any other dream you have that you'd like to live out?
That last job, that travel agent job?
Yeah, that was good, right?
I would love to do that.
That's a good one.
I'm serious. I would love to do that. That sounds great. Who wants to? I'd love to travel for a living.
Yeah, fantastic. Bert, great to see you.
Good
Thanks
to see
for
you,
coming
Vinny.
in today.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Bert from The Bert Show. Check it out, Q100. It's syndicated. It's in Atlanta, Nashville, Indianapolis. Or you can do this. You can go to the BertShow.com and listen live online like I do when I'm driving to work in the morning. Thanks so much, Bert.
Thanks, man.